right, I'd like to call to order the, April 20th, 2022 official board meeting in Holiday Hills. Roll call.
Roll call. Bodwin?
Yes.
Meyer, absent. Thompson?
She had, she gonna be absent?
No. Thompson. Gilchrist?
Yeah.
Giles?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hello? Okay, we're gonna be short two trustees. So in that case, what do I have to roll? We've got four.
Well, you have a-
Okay, all right, okay. You know, I'm just gonna start out with this, I guess, first. I know there's rumors going around saying that I'm sick and stuff like that. The fact of it is that I was diagnosed with cancer, I'm going through treatment. Cancer's in my lung, it's not, small cell, it's more of a, maybe from firefighting or something that I have. I didn't, I've been going to doctors, they've been mixed diagnosing, and then in January, I was told that I was told that it was stage 3, and, so I've been going through treatments. It hasn't spread anywhere else in my body except for my lung, it's in 2 of my lymph nodes, and I'm doing daily treatments right now for it, so I don't want the rumors to go outside the box of what it really is, okay? I got sick, being, treated for it. That being said, I need a motion to adopt the Village Holiday Hills 22 and 23, let's do 21 and 22's, appropriation ordinances. Apparently it didn't get adopted, and so I need a motion to adopt.
First.
I'll make.
Oh.
Well, I wasn't sure your point, I wasn't sure if you had a question. Did you have a question?
No.
Just,
Who first?
Rich?
Who second? Giles? Okay. Bodwin?
Yes.
Young? Giles? Gilchrist?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay. Can I get-
370, 22.
And then can I get a motion to adopt 22-23's appropriations ordinance?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Bodwin?
Yes.
Gilchrist?
Yes.
Giles?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
Okay, and then my next item on the agenda is the resolution ordinance determining that the property is necessary for public purposes and to take the eminent domain of lots 1 and 2 in block 11 of Holiday Hills, unit number 1, and to take eminent domain of lot 1 and 2, block 11 of Holiday Hills, unit number 1, for a public park. So everybody's aware, the people that actually own this, are agreed upon doing this because it's just easier for them to be able to turn the property over to the village. It's some kind of works deal, so that, I don't want anybody thinking we just went and start taking people's properties. It's actually agreed upon with the owners of the properties. So, need a motion to accept this resolution ordinance.
I'll make a motion.
Hmm?
This will be an ordinance.
Oh, it's be an ordinance, okay. All right. To adopt the ordinance.
Okay, who is first?
Um,
Okay, who is second?
Terry.
Okay. Bodwin?
Yes.
Gilchrist?
Yes.
Giles?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
Okay, as we all seen on Facebook, the group of people are putting together, which I think is fabulous because I miss having those big garage sales we used to have through here. But organizing a huge garage sale. We have our extra trash pickup day will be June 9th. So actually, the garage sale, in my opinion, we hold it the weekend after Memorial Day. I mean, it's up to, you know, I'm not making, I don't have a right to tell you when, and how to do it. I'm just thinking that that might be a good suggestion. This way, by that following Thursday, we have cleanup day, pickup day. I think that we'll get better weather. I think that maybe we'll get a better turnout, and, you know, it is gonna be what it's gonna be, but, I'm really happy to hear that this is gonna take place, and anything I can do personally to help, just please ask. The Easter parade, I wanna thank my trustees, I wanna thank Terry, Amy, Rich, everybody here, because, my, situation wasn't allowing me to participate, and, they did a fabulous job, they did a beautiful job, they really went way out to make sure they tried to get to every house, and every child, and I really thank them very much so for doing what you guys did, thank you, everybody that was involved, including the residents that showed up to help with it too,
And the police.
and the police. Okay, I'm going to, ask the board, I'm sorry guys, you're gonna have to excuse me, I'm gonna ask the board if, Mr. Giles can chair the rest of this meeting for me.
Yep. I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
I had a late treatment today, it's just not getting very well.
You okay to drive?
Yeah,
Drive you
I'm
home?
okay, no, I'm okay.
Sure.
Yeah. I just, I feel like I'm gonna get sick, and I don't wanna get sick in front of everybody, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I apologize.
Bodwin,
All right, take care.
Gilchrist,
Yes.
Giles,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
okay. I'm gonna, ask for a motion to approve the minutes for the March 16th Board meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Is that you, Terry? Okay, thank you. Bodwin, Thompson, Gilchrist,
Yes.
Giles,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
you can ask for this motion. You can ask for this motion for the, treasurer's financial for the warrant.
Need a motion to approve the financial warrant? Or a financial report?
I'll make a motion.
Who's second? Bodwin, Gilchrist,
Yes.
Giles,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
and then the warrant check.
I need a motion to approve the warrant?
I will make a motion.
Bodwin, Gilchrist,
Yes.
Giles,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Building inspector's report.
Gee, thanks.
Well, I got it right there.
With all the storm damage and everything, I know people are, roofs are, got messed up, mine's messed up. If you gotta have work done, have it done, so your roof's not leaking, and then let me know, put it in your application, and I'll get you the permit as fast as I can. That's all there's quite a few houses that probably got damaged.
Yeah, the storm chasers have been out in there, and
Oh dear.
most of them are good guys. So they don't need a permit then if it's just an emergency repair and then they.
Well, they have to do the permit, but I told them.
Don't be held up so you're.
Right. If it's leaking or something,
Perfect, thank you. Police department report? Reports of standing committees. I have nothing for building and grounds. Community relations?
I just want to thank everyone for, you have all the extra gas at your house.
I do.
Do you know approximately how many were left?
How many dozen? Oh, I'm like the play stuff, it's not candy, it's all like the toy stuff.
Okay. I
So-
just wanted, you know, to see, you know, like what we need for the next function.
Yep.
We only had 65 baskets, thanks to Tammy and guys,
Mhm.
and the rest I put in bags, because I couldn't find anything except really big baskets.
Well, you did an awesome job, I gotta
Yeah.
tell you. That was awesome. We were handing stuff out as people were driving by, and it was great. Thank you very much for the way you put everything together.
Sarah couldn't be there.
No, that was
Saturday.
fine. We had everything handled.
Environmental's not present. Finance not present. Planning and development.
Open good.
Village codes.
The updates on the trash companies, so far I've got 3 companies putting their quotes in, one including Waste Management. With my meeting the other day with Waste Management, you would like it for less traffic coming into the neighborhood, that everybody have the cans instead of just putting out bins, and go to every other week. So it's, we're not having 2 trucks in here every week. That's one of the options he wanted to throw out there, that we just get the big bins, or big garbage cans for recycling, do it every other week. The other thing was, he wanted to cancel spring cleanup,
Who did the waste
the
management?
Waste Management. I had the other guys trying to quote me with spring cleanup. Apparently, a lot of townships aren't doing that anymore. Instead, what his proposal was, because right now you're supposed to pay to have a bulk item put out there once a week. What he would like to do, instead of doing the spring cleanup, allow the residents to put out a bulk item each week. And it'd be included in the price. Senior citizens discount would affect the other residents' prices. Everything's going up, regardless, fueling's going up. So with getting senior citizen discount, it'll tack on to the other residents' bills. Be a little, so I won't have quotes for 30 days. I gave him a deadline. By next meeting, I'll have 3 different quotes.
Perfect. Who are the 3 companies?
Marengo, Prairie Land, which is not Prairie Land anymore, it's Lakeshore Recycling, and then Waste Management are the 3 companies. I went with Lakes, I have yet to hear back from them. So, I was trying to get 4, but I can reach back out to the owner at Lakes again. I spoke with the owner personally and emailed her everything we wanted to know. So I'll reach back out to her again for Lakes.
What is our contract up? You know?
January 31st.
July.
July, sorry,
I
January.
was gonna say.
That's actually.
I got plenty of time, no. July 31st of this year is when our contract's up.
So when do we have to make a decision by?
You know, you never really,
30 days out, probably.
I would think so, yeah, probably June, the end of June. I have another meeting with him tomorrow with Waste Management, who we have a contract with currently, so,
Right.
yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Any old business? Any new business? No executive session? Public comment?
Hi. I would like, my family and I would like to volunteer our time and material to update and refurbish the village signs. My father built those about 25 years ago, and I know they need to be renovated, so we'd like to know if we could just volunteer our time to fix them, stain them, paint them, do whatever needs to be done.
Yeah, feel free to come talk to me at the meeting, I'll get you my number,
Okay.
anything you guys need. I'm sure the village,
You mean the one right out in front?
The one out in front and this one here.
as far as repainting them or
I mean,
fixing them, whatever's damaged down
yeah,
there.
we'll
Yeah.
take care of whatever, we'll pay for it, we'll, you know, we
We're
wanna
not sure we
volunteer
can
the
buy
money and
materials,
volunteer
but-
the signs, and this one needs to be waterproof maybe somehow. and-
This one's, I was looking at it last month,
Yeah,
it's
so, I
definitely-
mean, we'll do it, you know, the best we can if,
Can I interject on the bulletin board? I've asked Michelle Carr, she has Brownie Junior Girl Scout troop, and I've asked if they would like to do a take action project or a service project for their troop. So,
Maybe they could do like the gardening or something, cause I mean, they
well, I
really
was,
need some
I asked
major.
her to refurbish the entire board as part of this troop service project.
Okay, but it's gonna be, it needs to be sandblasted and all kinds of, you know, so.
So I would, I would say that Vicky's right, if she.
I don't know that a
people,
Girl Scout
there's
troop
no
would do
reason to
that.
have a whole bunch of people
Yeah,
involved.
gardening would be
Things that-
nice.
Right.
I mean, but they could do, because the whole, Mary Lunston did all the gardening up front on the one, and it really needs to be weeded and you know, put new flowers in, and it'd be really nice to have some here, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a better thing.
Maybe that could be there, I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes,
No, no,
but
you're
it's,
right.
Yeah, I
it's
just-
a big
you're
project.
right.
Well, I just wanted to let you know what I had talked about, so, I can let them know that. Okay, no trouble.
Well, like Vicky was saying, or to have the, or like you were saying, have the flowers put in, that kind of stuff would be great, and if she has the people that can rebuild those signs.
You could put a little sign and
if
say,
they're done
with
the
their
same way,
troop.
That would probably be better for the Girl Scouts too, to do a flower thing more than, woodworking, I would imagine, I don't, I could be wrong, but.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you, and I'll get you my number after.
Sure.
the meeting, so. Yes?
I have a few items if that's okay. One of them is on the dredging of the channels. I've been talking to Fox Waterway, and back in 2015, 2016, we were on the list to get dredged, and the board, the Fox Waterway Board, turned it down because they didn't feel that there was a cost and benefit would be worth it for them to put the money in. But this contact that I have, he's interested in resubmitting a request for us if we're interested, if we could show that we have a benefit to get the channels dredged, because they are really bad. And I know this may not be possible or not, but if we were able to put an amount, give them some money to help it out, that would help the cost. Now, I know not everybody has interest in the channel, and I wouldn't expect, if somebody might be interested, it is a possibility. And I don't know if, Lisa might be interested in helping with doing something with, ecologically, it's gotta be good to have the channels dredged. Anyway, so I wanted to bring that up to see if there was any interest in having it re-put in front of the Fox Waterway Board for them to take a look at it.
If you have some contact info, maybe we can at least push it along and see if, we can get it to go anywhere.
Yeah, I think if we can put together a package of some sort, saying why it would be our best benefit to get this done. I mean, we have fishermen that they can't really fish the channels anymore, boaters that can't get in there anymore, so. The other thing that I had on the boat launch over on Holiday, I know there's been issues with that, with the trust and everything. I had talked to to McHenry Board, and they have, the last deed that they have that was recorded was back in 1966. And I had also talked to Chicago Title. They have no reference to this trust that is supposedly under all those properties. And then when I also talked to McHenry again, they said that the attorney could go to a judge and order a quiet title. Since there isn't any reference, nobody really, these properties are like in limbo. And I think we know that launch is also really bad, and it's something needs to get done. And I don't know even if, like what you all are doing with the playground, if eminent domain would work with that too, so.
That is a good point, and if you don't mind, if I can interject. Right.
Go ahead.
I had followed where those titles were to every bank, and I finally got to the bank, and I don't know if it was Chicago Title or not, but they said that the trust was there, and it was closed, and it was destroyed, and that was the last entity that had those titles to these launches and beaches and everything else. It's all gone, and that was as far as it went. Like she was saying, is there anything we can do to reclaim these properties?
First, I'm unfortunately working on that very kind of issue
to this.
Yeah,
In the fifties, when this was subdivided, the developer gave 5 properties. And they were put in a trust and they were with the bank in Waukegan. And there was some kind of shady thing that happened, I don't know particulars, I just know that a friend of the family bought that bank and called my parents and said, doesn't Penny live in Holiday Hills? Because there's some things here that someone brought to my attention in this bank I bought that aren't right. Somehow somebody prior to Mr. B buying the bank had dissolved this trust. So then I found out that somebody was trying to buy some of the properties, and I went to the county and I reclaimed all 5 properties with the fuel tax that we were able to get as a village at the time. And all this documentation was in a case that was passed on after I did my 7 years running the Holiday Hills Property Owners Association. I passed it off. I don't know where all that data is. It was in like a pilot's briefcase that I gave to another family that was gonna take over the Property Owners Association. But I had heard, through a rumor, that someone had contacted the county and said that the nonprofit that I had chartered with the state for the Holiday Hills Property Owners Association had been dissolved, so they went back on the tax rolls, these 5 properties, because somebody wanted the beach.
I handed those documents over to Dan Drury, because he was looking
Oh,
at
good lord.
figuring out what to do with the thing, and we had gotten to a dead end, and the lawyer.
It was all in
we
that
had-
case.
The lawyer that we had at the time didn't want to, I mean, it's like what we're talking about right now, it's like a dead end, because the village didn't want it, and there was no
No,
homeowner.
the village should
association.
not carry the liability on it.
Right, but there was no homeowner association, and the village at the time didn't want it, so nobody wanted it,
So what did Dan do with all those documents?
no idea.
What do you, want to make it?
So
Go
they're
on.
probably in Panama, that's where he is.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, God.
Or Missouri.
I can't believe I went through all that.
He didn't give them to you?
Well, no, what had happened was at that time, like I said, I had gone all the way, drove to Rolling Meadows, met the 10th floor of a bank, and they said, all this is done, there's nothing left, there's no trust, it's destroyed, is what they said. So all the paperwork was moved, and he was gonna do something with it. And I said, if you think you can do something with it, do something with it. And he
Oh,
never
yeah, I'm
did.
sure they did.
Well, maybe not, nobody still owns it, nobody still knows where it is.
Is there taxes owed on it?
Maybe
I
it's
have no
here
idea.
somewhere.
Penny,
No,
Pardon?
is there taxes still owed on it?
I don't think so, because when I looked at the tax records, it's just 0. There's
Oh.
no amount towards them.
Yeah, because I mean, I know she did a bunch of legwork and it kept on getting pulled in and out where they were gonna try to take it for taxes and she did it and a couple other people somewhere along the line did the same thing where they kept on going in and out, in and out. And there was some type of document saying that it was like tax exempt at that point.
Yes.
I just have
It
the
was chartered
documents
with
that
the
I,
state of Illinois
you know,
as a
it's
nonprofit
working.
corporation.
Exactly.
Atkins was
And I
also
had the
doing
license,
some
the
of that.
beach licensed and insured, and I got tired of pouring my money into it.
Well, I'm with you. I went everywhere too.
so I mean, is there any way we can, move it forward with it? I mean, do we need all these, whatever documents that are missing, do we need those, or can we just move forward with what information we have now?
I don't need them, you just last deed.
And I have a copy of the deed, I got it from the county.
There's 5 properties.
By property, okay.
And one of them that I think we might wanna bring up on the environmental thing is the property that was given to us is where the dam is. And I was told that that dam is in real bad shape. And the Army Corps of Engineers put in the dam, but they handed off the responsibility to it, so, I mean, if that dam is as bad as people are talking, we're gonna lose the lake.
Well, the one, the deed that I got, it showed, described, 4 or 5 different properties. 5, okay, I'd have to look back at it, I don't remember offhand. But that lists everything from that deed.
Pam, what's your first and last name?
Valerie Michalski,
Well, I can't spell that.
Machalski.
Thank you for doing all this legwork. It's unfortunate that it has to keep being redone.
Yeah, right.
We end up having to, we take our boat now over to by Turnkey and pay to put it in because that ramp is unfortunately right around the corner from us and it's so bad, we can't really use it. I know people use it, but it's bad.
It
Right
is.
now it's
Right
usable
there.
because the water's so high.
Well, yeah.
I
Valerie,
went the other day.
Could you, get together with Jim after the meeting or whatever, and you guys kind of figure, I mean, we don't, obviously, we need to be informed how much it's gonna cost to get through all this stuff, but if she has, done all the information and, the legwork, and
I think you should put it on the agenda for the next meeting and talk about it.
Well, right, but I mean, if she has some information for you, then maybe you could do some preliminary.
Sure.
I can give you the information that I've pulled up.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've been dealing with this for, I don't know, how many years, 20, at least 20 years.
I quit doing it 25 years ago.
Exactly, well, I started on 20 years ago, got nowhere, so I'm with you.
The last item that I had, I think a while ago, there was some discussion about chickens in Holiday Hills, and I know the bylaws don't allow it, but I think there was gonna be some discussion, or somebody was gonna research it to see,
We have chickens in here.
we do?
I was told roosters were illegal, but chickens were okay.
Oh,
Don't we have a new ordinance?
No,
Zoning ordinance says no.
no.
No animal. No animal
Only bees.
husbandry.
It says only bees or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So I
Yeah, no
think a
chickens.
while back, it was gonna be brought up, or somebody was gonna research it, but I never heard anything.
Louis was gonna look into it or something like that, I
And
think.
what happened a few years ago, I remember that one of the residents came in and was asking about it, and, we put the kibosh on it as far as I remember.
Right.
Yes. Okay, yeah, I never heard the results of it, so,
Yeah, yeah.
do you know why?
The noise, the mess,
Very dirty.
Yeah.
I mean, we can revisit it, but I don't think, Jim again.
Yeah, I don't know,
I remember we all talked about it and
I mean, chickens get as loud in Chicago.
That came to us and said that
They allow them in their
didn't
yard,
want
so
it.
chickens don't make noise.
Yeah, as far as I know, Island Lake is adopting it right now.
No, they're
No,
not.
they're
They
not.
turned
They,
it
they
down.
did, they did turn it down?
Yes.
I saw that was in their argument, and-
Yep.
okay.
I met the mayor the other night.
Yeah.
I was like, nope, we're not, no.
I mean, I grew up on a farm, I wouldn't want chickens.
We have chickens in here.
No.
Well,
That's fine, just don't tell me.
Yeah, there's no telling, but,
Don't tell us where they are.
Mum's the word.
yeah, no,
They're not in my yard.
they're great on the farm, put it that way. Any more public comments?
I have one more thing I forgot, I'm sorry. I know that, like your past treasurers, Joe and Melanie, they used to give like the financial report, and they would say how much money you took in, how much money you paid out, what the budget was, what you had in MFT, what you had in your general fund. Does anybody, do you guys not do that anymore?
We're waiting to get somebody that's acclimated with everything to be able to do that again. They basically just dropped the ball and left us on our own, and now we're trying to do it.
Okay, thank you.
she can't come out.
I don't know. How does she do
Any
it
more
then?
public comments?
She used to stand right there and. right up to-
Thank you very much for bringing up the properties. Thank you very much for doing those signs.
All right,
I think they're fabulous, and I'd be happy to help you with a paintbrush if you need some help. Yard waste, can we piggyback with Nunda to get a decent price? Because the people in Villa Papel pay less than we do, and it includes, yard waste.
That's one of the ones I'm going with, is Marengo. Marengo does, Nunda Township. So they're already in the area, they do Fridays, they said they're booked on Fridays. I said, we don't need the same day as Papel, that's fine. But these are part of the quotes I'm asking for, is we still want the spring cleanup. We still want, I want senior citizen, and then, I put it away already. But all these things that you and I were talking about, last month, yeah, they're putting quotes together.
Well, they obviously knew that we might switch, because they put some fine print in their thing this time, that the yard waste, was non-refundable this year. So the people who have paid for yard waste for the season, paid $140 up front, and they will not get that back.
Right, yeah, I believe it's Marengo that wanna do a sticker, is what they're talking about.
Oh, so it's a pay as you go still?
And that, instead of your trapped in that season to pay that $145 that you're paying, each individual resident can just buy the stickers and put out when they want to put out, they're not stuck paying that full price a year.
I would really like it if we could pay less and get the yard waste included, because There's people in here that burn their green grass, for God's sakes, it's just horrible having that smolder.
When I
hang
talked to
over their windows
him,
for days.
Waste Management, he said the price is going up, we're actually paying way less for that yard waste, for the 145. And, I said that's not doable, so I'm really trying to get the other quotes from the other companies to.
And there's no way to piggyback on Nunda to get the volume discount?
We could probably see if they'll do just the yard waste, you know, I can do all kinds, you know, talk to them, if we don't go with them for the actual garbage and recycling, see if they'll be willing to do the yard waste stuff.
It's a combo thing that they have
Yeah,
currently.
yeah, I'm working with the guy right now,
Okay,
and
thanks.
that
I
is,
appreciate
those
your
are
effort.
our points that we're trying to make is, yeah, the yard waste and stuff, yeah.
And the other thing I had brought up with the environmental person at the last meeting was, using the vegetable oil rings in the channels. And if you say this in front of Clark, they will say absolutely not, because they make a lot of money adulticiding, and they adulticide when it won't be effective, so they can continue to make money. But if you put a thin layer of vegetable oil on the channels, it will not impact the fish, and the larvae can't hatch. Oh, then they can't make money spraying for the mosquitoes that never hatch.
Yeah.
Right.
We might be able to use that as an argument to dredge the channel. Mosquito abatement and the elimination of the synthetic pyrethrin that we're all being exposed to when they spray. The other argument that might be, if you guys are gonna dig into this, and I'm not gonna get involved in it, if the dredging would open up, water flow streams, cause we used to have underground springs in the lake that kept it clear. And then they started spraying for weeds and the springs got clogged, but maybe that might be an argument for the channel too.
Okay,
Don't know,
okay. We
that's
know.
all.
Well, one of the things that happened with it, sorry, Carol, one second. One thing that happened with the dredging of the channel, there were so many people on so many different sides that were saying, we don't want the trucks running up and down the road. People didn't want the stink of the thing when they pulled it out and put it in the sock, and they put them on the, different lots and that kind of stuff. So we had so many different people that said they don't want this, and they don't want this, and they don't want that, and all of a sudden the dredging thing went away. So I'm not sure exactly where we're at with all of that, but
Well,
there were a
now
lot-
they have where they take all of the material someplace up, I think in Antioch or something, dry it all out and then resell it for whatever they sell it for.
Right,
So I think a lot of that is different.
okay.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Tammy, when you said that they were gonna go with every other week,
Yes.
does that mean they're also gonna cut our bill in half? Cause they're not doing 2 extra pickups.
Right now, it looks, when I'm looking at the bill, it looks like, recycling is included in the entire bill, but I will ask that.
Right, I mean, if they're gonna come out here only twice a month,
Yeah.
they can't make us pay
So
for 4
So they're
pickups.
talking about trash pickup and recycling pickup every 2 weeks?
No,
Different
no,
times,
only
different
recycling.
Different.
Only
Every-
recycling.
Every-
Oh, recycling every other
Recycling.
week.
Only
Okay, I
recycling
didn't know.
every other week.
Oh, I wish
But
they
they're
did
gonna
garbage
upgrade
every
the
other week and
cans.
recycling,
Yeah.
recycling every week.
But everybody would be
Every-
required to have the,
Yes.
the cans then, whereas like I put up bins,
Okay.
you know, cause I don't have that much recycling, but if I go 2 weeks, I'll be closer to maybe filling up one of those.
And then you have to pay for the bin though.
Yes, you do,
Right.
you have to
And
rent
see,
it.
I
That's
mean,
where-
the
that's
little
where they
bin you
get
don't
you.
pay for, but the
Right.
bigger one
The
you
big
have
ones.
to.
But it's
$12
cheaper for their
maybe.
drivers, because then their drivers get in and out, because they're
yeah.
able to do that, not get out and have to
Correct.
dump and stuff. So I think that's where their money's going to, it's less running of the truck with the fuel and stuff. So, yeah.
Do they have, like, I know senior citizens, like smaller cans for,
So
Is that
that was
another
another question I've had with all 3 companies, is they like the 96 gallons, cans, because when you go with the smaller ones, like you've seen the recycling, some of them are smaller than other
Right.
people's. Sometimes when they go to dump it, because all these trucks have the arms now, that when they go to dump it, that can usually falls in, so they gotta get out and retrieve it out of their garbage truck. So that's why they all wanna go with the 96 gallon cans. And that
so the
was one of my
recycle would be
questions.
96 and 2?
Okay, so then,
They would all be
The
96
six,
gallons.
90, the
Both
recycled bin
recycling
too.
and the garbage, yeah, yeah. A lot of, all three of them are wanting to do that, because now most of these trucks nowadays, they all have
Yeah.
arms.
Cause they only have
Before-
one person in the truck too.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, how many of you guys would forego a
Yeah,
spring
of course
cleanup
it's gonna go
in
up.
order to be able to dump, whatever
The bulk.
garbage weekly? Which one would you rather have?
I'd rather have recycle every week and garbage every other week.
No, no,
We
what
have
I'm
more
saying is.
recycling. I have more
some of the
The
recycle
bulk,
and garbage.
the
Yeah.
bulk item once a week versus the spring
Yeah,
cleanup.
what
Doesn't
the
matter to
price
me,
that
I'd
you're
rather
getting
have
from
one.
these people is whether you do one spring cleanup, or you be able to throw bulk items
I
out.
think throw it everywhere,
One
when you
item a
want
week.
it,
Which would you rather do?
when you want it.
Because then
Then
you're not
have one day.
storing, that's what his argument was, with waste management, is now you're not storing
Right,
for once a year.
right.
You know, for this big bulk pickup, and they always have to pay extra money to have another driver with these other
But they're running
drivers.
single driver trucks, how can they take a couch?
They do when they do a special pickup, they run numerous trucks through the neighborhood.
Yeah, but if we're going to
But
one
if you
item
go
a
to
week,
once
one
a week,
item a
and
week.
that's where I'm confused, because
Even in the
you would
contract,
still,
it
I believe you
says
have to make a phone call.
It has to be something manageable by one
Man,
person.
it's under, yeah, it's
And
under
then the
contract, it's
contract,
like
it
under
Correct.
so many pounds.
Sometimes
It
they
has to
use
be.
that fork to pick that stuff
Yeah,
up too.
why don't
I've
you
They've
seen-
done that too.
Get the pricing, we can talk about it at the next
Right,
meeting.
and so, yeah,
Once you have more
next
answers.
month, I will better have all three quotes. I gave them, I guess, a deadline.
maybe we can have an
You can also
agenda
ask
item
them to
for
put a
community
dumpster if it
discussion
goes all for
on
one
garbage
weekend.
service or something.
Ask them
I
for
mean,
what?
all those companies have dumpsters.
You know, that,
They could put a dumpster up here for one weekend and,
Or like do a community dumpster day or something.
yeah.
yeah, that's
And
a
then
good
they
If
idea.
we
Food
did,
value.
you have to have somebody keep an eye on it, cause people throw things in there they're not, but we try to.
Like
And
tires
people
and
driving down from other
batteries.
neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Good call. man.
Yeah,
Dang,
Tires, paint, and TVs.
nice one, yeah.
I don't want a garbage bin for a day.
At night.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
All right, any more public comments?
No.
That's it? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
In second.
Okay.
Let's roll call names again. Bodwin,
So much nicer
Gilchrist.
without.
Yeah.
Childs, Young. Next meeting, May 18th.
That wasn't nice.
But it's true. That's probably not enough. Oh, low battery.
Okay, close.